Welcome to the Sachsenring in Germany for round 4 of the EERC British Touring Car Championship. And this amazing circuit hosts the German Grand Prix for MotoGP World Championship events, of course, across MotoGP 2, 3, and even the Moto E on electric bikes. Right now, touring car action, a track with 9 left-handers and only 3 right-handers. It's a very interesting circuit to get wrong, a very interesting circuit to get right, and it's always quite a lot of fun. And over the next 2 hours, we'll be with you alongside me. I'm Joshua Birch in the commentary box. Thomas is with me as well. Thomas, welcome back to the comment box after stepping out the last round. We're all set to go, and a track that I know well, the track you also...
Well, I've driven a few laps around this track in practice, and I've noticed it's extremely difficult with those kind of cars. And my best guess is that the racing will be absolutely amazing with all these drivers having to fight it out. With the long main straight, a very good overtaking opportunity. And then the first sector extremely narrow and windy, a very technical section for these drivers to navigate through. So I think we'll be in for quite a treat today. What do you think, Josh? Okay, well, as we're now watching the qualifying session unravel already, we have 5 minutes of qualifying already done, with EERC coming out on top so far. Still 11 minutes to go, and a lot of stuff that can still happen. So we're now watching the 80 car go purple in both sectors so far. Only 2 more corners left for him to go to show us if he can get the fastest time so far, which is a 1:24.6 so far. Expected to drop quite a bit though. He only manages to go second fastest 2 times back with a 1:24.8. Steiner, meanwhile, the fastest car in the first sector. Fastest Infinity. Fastest in the second sector. Can he be quicker than EERC in the 89 car? On the main straight, 1 final time. And he does it! 34 thousandths of a second quicker than EERC. Steiner. Really narrow so far. Drifting around the first corner, very easy to do with those rear-wheel drive cars. Bradley Sellers, the Rookie Monsters Honda 93 car. Currently on his outlap, warming up those tires, making sure the car feels good. Trying to push, get the quickest time. Jonathan Jones for fastest time now. Only half a second behind the fastest time of Steiner. The gaps between the grid already extremely huge, but that's expected on such a technical circuit. Driver really makes a difference here. Roy Seifert in the 71 Optimal Esports Cupra. 1 second back.
Hello, sorry about that, everyone. My microphone died. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Terrific. Sorry about that, everyone. Mid-sentence, and then the microphone died. Just the way we like things, don't we? To go through. It's all fingers and thumbs here this evening. You were asking me what and Luca, great, having a little bit of a spin. You're asking me what I think of the circuit. I love it. It's one of my favourites on the MotoGP calendar. I think it's a real challenge, especially coming out of turn 10 and down the hill into turn 11. We always see a couple of high sides and accidents there as well, but we're not going to see that in touring cars. Different configuration, but still an amazing circuit, and I can't wait to see what we're going to have. Just quickly, we've got, as you can see, Stanex on top from Kiss, Gable. Then we get Jones, Bell, Sovic, Sellers, Hamilton, Hartley, and Strachan. Rounding out the top 10, as we see Vajic Gable goes to the top 124.460. It's a long lap here, as you were talking about earlier on.
Well, it's not particularly long, but it's in the first sector, as we see now. Maybe you can go on board through the first sector with a car. It's very tight, very narrow, extremely technical, and there are like 10 different lines you can take through all the corners, and all of them are equally as fast, so you should be in for quite a treat.
Such a fast circuit as well, and it's uphill, and the amount of left-handers, as I said, 9 to the left and 3 to the right. It's a hard one on the tyres as well.
We have a right-hander.
Yeah, it's downhill.
The right-handers we do have are very shallow, so they don't really do anything towards the tires. So with the amount of left-hand corners we have, the front right tire will be cooked after this race, especially for the front-wheel drive cars. So I think the soft runners might be in a bit of a disadvantage today compared to the hard runners.
I was thinking much the same thing actually as well about the compounds that we've got here. It's that type of circuit. As I see Zolt Stanek go to third on a 124. As well, 10th off the pace of the benchmarker time, so not too bad at all. Blimey, as they come through. So Gable, Kiss, Stanek, Kiss up to second now, puts Stanek down to third position. Hartley, Sellers, Jones, Bell, Sovic, Hamilton. Look at Gray go back up to 14th. Ruan as well in 13th, and already you're seeing with Stanek's car through the left-handers at 6 7 as well, down the hill to 8. Thomas, the car's twitching constantly. It won't stay in the same place.
Well, especially with this being a rear-wheel drive car, that's what I drove in the practice session earlier today. Extremely difficult through the fast corners. It just snaps and it wants to spin everywhere. Very difficult to control. It just puts into extra thing what these people are doing in there.
Yeah.
What they are able to extract from these cars. How they are able to race with them in such a way that they are doing through this whole entire season so far. Very impressive. Nick Homewood in the 45.
Down across, he's up in the first and second sector with personal best time. Gets a wheel on the gravel though, coming across the control line, doesn't improve, stays 18th. And he'll get another run in it now with 4.5 minutes to go in qualifying. It's really difficult time to get this one right, isn't it? It's a difficult part of the track. It's a difficult section. Fingers crossed they'll keep it. But Louis Hartley then fourth at the moment on that lap and drifting at 9, uphill and towards 10. And it was very well held there, just within racing lines, but all 4 wheels off. Lap time would already be gone if he wasn't out lap.
Well, the track limits for this track are very, very easy. So even if you go all 4 wheels off, the game won't say anything. So basically, if it's gray, it's okay. And if you hit the gravel, then you will lose time anyways.
Exactly what Hartley done, coming out of turn number 12 as well, to the bottom of the hill. So not exactly too great there. Here's Mike Bell for Hunter Bird Simulation. He's 7th at the moment on an out lap. Seal Gable with the top 124.460. Then it's Kiss, Stanex, Hartley, Sellers, Jones, Bell all coming into it at the moment. And fingers crossed we're not going to have too much of a longer run across the sessions, because we want to get here ASAP and get the races running. We've had too many delays over the past couple of weeks. Everyone's very anxious to get these races run, and hopefully it's not going to take too much longer to get a green light.
Well, time will tell. We're talking about R-Factor 2, so you've got to expect anything and everything.
Yeah, it's not the best software, is it, R-Factor 2? But it gives us more variety to get races done. Mike Bell starts a lap time at the moment. Trying to look at the timing screens. It's really difficult with 2 minutes to go in the qualifying simulation. We see Tibor Kiss second, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars in the pit lane. If you look at your timing screens now on your devices, the numbers in blue on the column, they are in the pit lane, and the numbers greyed out. They are in pit lane. Everybody else is out the track. Now remember, it's a 1:24-minute lap time. Out lap is around about 1:45. So if you see if anybody goes below that cutoff time, that's going to be them pretty much out of it for the remainders. You need to remain cool and calm, ready for that to go, as Mike Bell up in the first sector by 15 thousandths of a second, Thomas, and he could go to the front row of the grid ahead of Tibor Kiss's time, who's now gone fastest as well.
He lost half a second in the second sector to the fastest time, so maybe he can pull it out in the first sector. I don't know. As you already see him driving through the last corner of the track, now down the main straight towards the start-finish line, and he goes 6th fastest with his time.
Tibor Kiss coming across the line then as well. Does he go faster?
Wow.
Yes! 1:24.474. Mighty in the second and third sectors as well. 17.3 and a 21.7. He's just got this alive in the Kistra Racing Team car.
He really wants the pole position, that's for sure.
He knows what part his bread is blood. Oh God, he knows where his bread is buttered. Is what I was trying to say there. It's been one of those weeks. Still, Tibor Kiss goes fastest. So Stanex isn't going to go out again. Neither is Peter Schumann. Neither is Joop Lahoven. Oliver Newman and Chris Tompkins won't go out again, and so that's it. All done.
Bradley Sellers invalidated his lap somewhere, from what it looks like.
Yeah, he lost time.
Tibor Kiss? Did Tibor Kiss got beat by the 80 car? Did we miss that?
I did have a look and see why he was not fastest. It's Gable, he's gone back to the top with the 1:24.459. That was the previous time. Tibor Kiss back down to second position. So I think Gable disconnected. He's come back in with the same time. So he has now taken back provisional pole position. Checkered flag is out in 3 seconds' time, and that will be it. Jonathan Jones, I think he just got across the line in time to start a last lap, so he'll get to go again. Gable Kiss, they're done. Hartley hasn't taken the flag yet, neither Sellers, neither's Jones. Scott Sovic sliding, coming into turn 10 and down into turn 11, the right-hander down the hill, and they really are getting... I don't know how to say it. They're getting aggressive now, aren't they? They're getting to the point where we know there's now a problem. We need to go for it and sort of go, okay, let's just do a bonsai qualifying lap now.
What you have to do in this kind of format, the first sector will be extremely difficult to overtake on the first lap with how tight it is. So qualifying position, I think, matters quite a bit on this track on the first few laps.
Very hard to overtake, so it does indeed, as they keep on attacking.
I think the guys here will find a way to overtake, as they have done in every round so far. And what I've watched from Donington last time out, they also did it.
across the line then. Jonathan Jones into the last 2 corners. Now nobody else improving on their lap time. Seafred in P9. Ellis is 17th, not improving. Can Jonathan Jones, his bad middle sector down by 0.160. Jones across the line, goes 4th, second row. Perfect last sector, fastest of anybody. So it is Gabor from Kiss, Stanak, Jones, Hardley, Sellers, Bell, Sovic, and Seafred at the top 10. And Schumann rounded out. Brilliant qualifying there. And Gabor's on pole.
Amazing. Very quick time. Oh, very good run on the good tickets.
And then down from 11th, as you know, Luca Gray, Joshua Hamilton down in 12th, then Jupp Lahoven. And then we get Nick Homewood 14th, Robert Scratchen, Justin Ruan, Jeffrey Ellis, Oliver Newman, Thomas Savagné in 19th, Andy Horton in 20th, and 21st was Chris Tompkins on the board. Oh, not a bad run around, in my opinion. Nice session, nice run around completely. And fingers crossed, hey, Thomas, that we're going to have a nice, quick start to the race next.
We shall see.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah. And it's not the greatest saying on the planet, is it? It's like saying that this is going to be the best Christmas ever or something, or the best Christmas Walford's ever had. As who watch might know a bit more, but go on.
Well, so
into the warm-up.
Chris Tompkins has told us that his driving will be extremely well this round, so watch out for him.
I expect more from Chris right at the back of the field as well. It should be quite a view, so you might want to prepare yourself for that as the action will get ready. I've got a few moments though until they sort the grid. And we're into that procedure now. 3 races, remember, 17 minutes across them all. And then it will be lights out. Reverse grid number 3. So that's always something to watch. As
I think the grid is moving up. It's forming. We are actually starting on somewhat on time for once. Very interesting. So Josh has left us apparently. Okay. See the grid forming up. All the cars coming onto the grid. Let's prepare for this race start. Whenever it will be. So.
Here we go then. Ready for the start procedure. 3, 4, 5 lights on. Lights out at Sachsenring. And it's a good start from Gabor. Kiss comes across, just about to defend from Stano behind him. Now look at that. 3 purples in a row. Mike Bell in 5th position will come across. It tightens into turn, but downhill. And that's why Hardly hits the back. Rowan's out of the race already. Chaos at the start.
Oh, what has happened here? Tibor Kiss and Louis Hartley.
Oh, it's chaos! That is 25 of the 100% simulation. Oh, Savagné going round, everyone going round. What on earth has happened there? We can see Ruan's out of the race. He's disconnected. Owen's up to 11th. But look at that. Horton, Savagné, Stanak, Glahoven, Kiss, Newman. Kiss down in 19th, starting 2nd. Mike Bell up to 2nd place. And Gabor's got 1.2 seconds already. Crazy start. And it was just that tightening up, wasn't it? Everything tightening up towards turn number 1 just wasn't good enough.
Well, at some points you really start to see that this is a motorcycle circuit. Not meant for cars racing, and still we do it.
Yeah, it's like what we see in Qatar for the Losail International Circuit as well. Big opening first sector, and it tightens up. Well, when we watched the 2021 Qatar Grand Prix for F1, the first lap, I thought that the cars looked huge on that track, not fit for racing. But this track should hover the best of them. Touring cars do race here in DTM, or at least did in the past. Now there's Jonathan Jones. He's out of the race. Jonathan Jones has DNF'd, and he just came out the last corner. We were riding with him, and he is just disconnected. Now there's no sign of a red flag from anything from race control, because usually we'd hear that, as well as, especially coming from Pascal. There's Nick Homewood, diving bomb! Oh, Homewood hits Ellis, and he continues to hit Ellis round turn 1. Homewood, who was supposed to be for fair driving, makes contact.
Then after making contact, it looks like the car behind Seifert completely ran into the back of Homewood there.
Major drama in the start of this one.
Who would have thought? And Gabriel, meanwhile, laughing into his fist right now, 2.5 seconds as Luca Gray's around.
Got hit by Sovic, and Luca Gray, that's dangerous. Yeah, hit the accelerator, just gets avoided by the rest of the field. But my goodness me. And now we're looking at Peter Schumann. He started this race in 10th position. He's up into 4th position, chasing after Bradley Sellers. Mike Bell in second. But look at Gable, 3.1 seconds ahead of Bell, and Schumann's going for 3rd. Oh, Thomas, he's just getting too close for my liking. He was whooping like crazy, and he's locked up.
He really wants to give us a heart attack here.
So Dennis Onshin line into that last corner as well. I saw that in Moto 3. He was planning that move for around about 7 laps to try and get it right. And now it seems to be the preferred touring car line. Oh, and Bell's going to go in deep into 1. He's just about picked it up. It's a long double apex turn number 1. So you can just about get it back and throwing it through at turn 2. This is the second right hand on the circuit of 3. The rest are left-handers. 3 to the right, 9 to the left. It's how this track is so unique as well. Americans actually love it, you know. I'm not even joking. They love this circuit. They prefer the handling to the left because they know they can easily throw the cars around. It's a genuine thing. They do love the Sachsenring so much more. Can Schumann get through? Oh, sorry, Thomas. I could have crushed it there. Go on.
No, I was thinking about what you just said, so this track should be perfect for NASCAR.
Really would. I would love a race around here now for a couple of European events. I wonder if you're a NASCAR race here. Look at Schumann now trying to go on the outside of Sellers in towards turn 10 and 11. Not going to work out there.
Trying to do the switchback probably, as he knows he's faster in this corner anyways, down to the last corner. On the inside, tries to brake the car and doesn't. Just can't.
Exactly, yeah. That's that line that Onshu tried in Moto 3 in the German Grand Prix about a month and a half ago. It's not the preferred line that he wants to go for. So, at the moment, Schumann is in 4th position, and he's being challenged by Scott Sovic, who's losing the front end of that car, front-wheel drive, drifting it around turn 1 and 2 nicely, but doing extremely well to keep hold of it as they attack now through turn 3 and back up the hill. So Gabriel leads by 4 seconds now, and I think Thomas as well, we're just seeing the normal race 1 domination from the leader at a pole position. They just got such a clear run, and everything else just turns into anarchy behind them.
That's why you want the pole position so badly. And, well, Gabriel was the one to use it. And the execution so far has been amazing. As Nick Homewood tries the rallycross line. I thought it doesn't work.
I was just about to say Nick Homewood did so well getting up from his starting position, and now he's just lost 2. He's down to 11th position. Strachan and Horton go through. Lahoven might just be around there for an overtake. Scott Sovic got a little bit too wide, getting back into contention as well. 11 minutes to go is this first race of the day, and there's a lot more action to come.
Schumann very close to the Honda again. But as we see, the slipstream not really doing anything towards those cars, so not really helping in that sense.
Nothing at all, is it?
Larhoven had some kind of incident, yellow flag, and he dropped a few positions, still dropping.
Yep, and then that's Tibor Kiss with Savagne. Larhoven is dropping time, and he's got 25 seconds to Tompkins. I would assume Larhoven's gone off the track somewhere. Tibor Kiss has got Gray behind him, Savagne in front of him, and now there's a yellow flag sector 1. Larhoven has come into the pit lane, so must be some damage that needs to be fully repaired by the pit crews. AI software, let's see if that gets back out. Oh yeah, and Tibor Kiss making contact with Savagne. Savagne cutting the inside grass as well. Keep just doing it for a second time. And this is the battle over 12th position. He's going to swing it low. And I don't think Savagne needed to take defensive course that extremely, do you think, Thomas? Because it's left-handers. He had the corner anyway.
Well, it's more interesting to me how he can defend against those cars that are much faster. Very impressive.
Very
Battle
impressive.
for the second position. Down the inside, and they hit each other.
Schumann makes
Nearly
contact with
both cars.
And Sellers will go a little bit wide. Schumann will have the exterior line. And look, yeah, as you say, Sova's getting the toe off of both of them. He'll go to the inside line down towards turn one if he's smart. 3 wide into 1. Sits behind. He's going to try and push.
Oh.
No. I was going to say he's going to try and push Schumann out of the way, but Schumann... Oh, he's going through! Oh, beautiful! He's alongside Schumann. He got the cutback. Schumann didn't know he was there. And now they're going to drift into turn 3. Oh, that was beautiful.
If it wasn't touring car racing, it would be a penalty.
It would be. It would be. Oh,
very nice racing from those people.
And
the respect they give each other, even when hitting each other, they still leave each other the space and stuff. It's very nice to see.
The nicest crashing contact they could have between each other, isn't it, at the moment as well? Scott Sovic, P5.
Must still seem to have settled a bit on those 3 cars. But watch Schunemann now, 4 times behind, knows being is faster for the next corner, which we can't see.
There's Gray. Yeah, Kiss just... Oh, Gray's going to go to the inside and get through. He was planning that one. He looked to the inside just before. Tibor Kiss looked completely out of shape 2 corners before that, and he's still going too crazy.
And it looked a bit like a little bit of bump and run action there from Luca Gray on Tibor Kiss.
Well, he tried the same on Savagne now, coming into turn 11 12. Look, there's Nick Homewood just ahead. He's going for 10th. Oh, and Nick, what are you doing today? You're going to black flag yourself in a minute. He's so contacty today.
Yes, sometimes humans just need a little bit of touch. As in the background we see everything happening.
Homewood breaks into 1, tries to get back through. Tibor Kiss under pressure as well.
Or out the outside.
And Gray tried. So it's getting to the point where that was Gray trying to pass Savagne. Tibor Kiss just behind in the purple, white and yellow stripe at the top. And Gray, well, he had to brake, didn't he? Because we saw Gray sort of touch the back of Savagne. They came to a stop. Tibor Kiss sort of had to throw on the handbrake just to get around the track. And then there's further contact. Gray's dive bomb the inside of Savagne. Savagne's going to try and loop it around the outside down at turn 6, but Gray's through. That's perfect bit of driving, but terrible for what we saw as Way with Tibor Kiss. He's now down into 16th position. And Schumann trying for 3rd round the outside of Bradley Sellers at the last corner. Gets on the accelerator, touches the gravel. Should have it, and he should have it through turn 1 and get the drag into the corner. Question is whether we see Sellers hold the line side by side. Lock up from Bell. Lot of lock ups from Bell. Sellers goes wide. Schumann goes through. Nothing at all Sovic could do. Brilliant couple of corners from everybody.
Finally, Peter makes that move and is able to make it stick around the outside of the last corner. Very impressive.
He's wanted to do that for around about 7 minutes, isn't he? As we see Zolt Stanex now down to 14th place after that opening lap crash.
Tibor Kiss, who we just saw spinning right behind them. And in between the reigning champion of Louis Hawkin.
Gonna try and force it! Contact! And they're both off! Oh, 3 cars! And the Zolt Stanex goes into the wall, front damage, rear damage. And that's Tompkins going with him as well. Harvey too, and Kiss goes back to 13th. Savagne down to 14th place. That was just contact that didn't need to happen, and unfortunately just was always going to happen. It was that type of accident. It was noticeably coming, wasn't it? So that's disappointing to see.
Well, that's what's happening when you go side by side through a part of the track that just can't handle that. You nearly can't go through there alone. Then you have another car beside you. That doesn't work.
And into the pit lane, I think, is that Sovic or Hamilton? It's one of the two. As Schumann now, as Tompkins coming into the pits, 4 widens and 1. That's Mike Bell second, Schumann in third, but Sellers and Sovic. Sellers has gone through, and Schumann keeps in third position. Yeah, and Sellers getting completely out of it, isn't he? Now he's under pressure from Sovic.
Peter Schumann now extremely close to the back of Mike Bell.
Yeah, what happened? Bell's 2 lockups through 1 has not helped him at all. Schumann's going to try and swing it round the outside. So it's a 4-way battle for second position at the moment. Bell's literally holding them up too much. Now it's all bumping and running.
Well, should have looked at which tire the people are on.
I'm just trying to have a look at myself a bit as well on the timing screen. On the softer tyre is Gabor. Schumann's on the soft tyres. Sovic, Hamilton, Gray and Stanex. They're on the soft tyre. Everyone else is on the harder of the compounds this weekend in this strategy.
Well, Schoenemann trying to fight for second position with the soft tyre, so it should be quite warm by now. Around the outside there still.
Just
From what it
unbelievable.
looks like, in second position now.
So we're just having a look on the Google Drive document as we see. Look at Sellers trying to look left and right. Go on.
Bradley Sellers behind Mike Bell in the slipstream, trying to tuck out. Let's see what he will do.
So yeah,
Mike Bell locking up once again.
Yeah, so Schumann back up to second position now ahead of Bell. So they're on the option tyre in this race. Blue on the race view, if you're watching along with us with timings. Blue on race view, that is the soft tyre. Green is the prime tyre. If you needed any help with that. As look at this. So Bradley Sellers holding back Sovic, but he's got a chance of a podium here because Mike Bell is just out of it. As we see battle for 10th with Homewood, Gray, Horton, and Horton in a battle with Tibor Kiss as well. Kiss trying to go around the outside of it to go on the accelerator, hugs back the inside line, and there he goes.
Wow.
It's getting messy now, isn't it, lap 10?
I know.
At least
a lot of desperation moves happening. And with desperation comes the crashing.
Too much of it as well to think about crashing as hello, that's a Hunter Purchase simulation car darting out of the way, so it's a lap down on the board. It's Newman who has sadly gone down. Oliver Newman, who is in
What happened there?
18th. Hello, car in the gravel. Multiple cars in the gravel now. What's happened here? There at the front. So who's ahead? Well, that's Scratching going through, and I think, is that a problem? I can't tell who for on the timing screen, who's dropping down at the moment, but Gray's 10th, Kiss 11th, Homewood's down to 12th. Was it Nick Homewood who went wide? I think it was.
He went wide at some point, but there's a second final one, which we just saw fly across the screen.
It's up Lahoven.
Lahoven, the 4 car. That's interesting.
Yeah, suspension damage for sure then as well. Can't turn into the left, so front left would be damaged. You can't turn in that way, and the right must be pointing a different way. Hartley's trying to go left and right. Hartley will go to the inside line down at turn number 1 to get ahead of Savagny. Savagny goes left, the brakes, locks out mid-straight, and coming around the outside comes Stanak as well. Can he get through? Nope, door closed into the last 2 laps of this first race for the touring cars in EERC, the 4th round of the season. Getting very interesting now here at Sachsenring. What a dust as well.
But it looks like we got 2 more laps of this remaining, so people are desperate to try to make the positions to get as much points as possible, especially the guys fighting for the championship. They want every point that's available, and in Louis Hartley's position there is a point available right in front of him, even if it needs a bit of
TLC?
pumping. well, but he also lost a point now, so
yeah. It's down to 16th now as well, just outside that points paying position. Stanek in 15th. Oh, look at Stanek and Savagny. Savagny on the outside line. Stanek trying to go through on the inside line. Nope. So this is the last lap, by the way. We're into the last lap procedure now. So next time around will be the checkered flag. That's Tibor Kiss trying to get Luca Gray for 10th position. at the moment. So Luca Gray P10, Tibor Kiss is P11 as they head down towards turn number 1. Oh, and further back, that's Louis Hartley. Finally making the moves. Wants to get ahead of Stanex and Savagné. Savagné's gone through, and Stanek's going to try and force his way through. Here comes Louis Hartley, just waiting in the wings. We've seen that so much today from him. Just wanted to keep in time. Time is up, last lap, and through goes Hartley.
Savagné is holding the position, and he's able to defend it so far. Down the inside, side by side.
Oh, he's going to have to fight back. That's going to be contact. And Hartley's going to have to hold the inside line over the grass, and he's done it. Savagné losing out of position, flashing the lights. Newman's a lap done anyway. Checkered flag and race win for Gable as well. Vijay Gable wins race 1 here at the Sachsenring. Second for Schumann, Bell third. Sellers, Sovic, Hamilton, Ellis, Seaford coming across the Wood. Seaford going to get just ahead of Straction as well in 9th position. Luca Gray will come home in 10th. Look at Zoltan Stanek making contact now with the back of Horton, trying to swing him around the outside. And that was Newman going on the grass. So Stanek's going to try the undercut. It's not going to work. He's too far back. I'm sorry, that's it done. And he's got on the grass as well. So the final point goes to Hartley as well across the line. Louis Hartley gets it, but that was a cracking opener as well, Thomas. Really good race 1.
The next 2 races will be as good. Very interesting racing. I didn't think people could go side by side as much as they did in the first sector. But if we know one thing, the people here want to prove us commentators otherwise in every way possible, and they did.
Cracking opener then. Sorry, Thomas. So just going to wait now as well. Here's the results then from race 1 here at the Sachsenring. It's Vijay Gable who goes on top, Peter Schumann 2nd, Mike Bell 3rd, Bradley Sellers 4th, Scott Sovic is 5th, Joshua Hamilton up to 6th position from Jeffrey Ellis, Roy Seifert, Robert Scratchen in 9th, and Luca Gray rounds out the top 10. Nick Homewood goes 11th with Tibor Kiss 12th. Andy Horton is 13th. Zolt Stanek as well in 14th. Louis Hartley picks up the last point in 15th. Out of the points, Thomas Savagné, Oliver Newman, Job Lahoven, Chris Tompkins, and Jonathan Jones in 20th position. And Justin Ruan retired from the opener here in race 1.
Replay.
That's new. Like that. This is the start then of the previous race and everybody going off the track as well, having multiple contacts. What did you make of the start then as well? It was chaos, wasn't it?
We just see it. Walk.
Here's it again, look. So look further back with the 2 Hunter Birch simulation cars. One gets tagged around and then it's all chaos from there. And everyone was bumping into each other. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars spinning up on that opening lap. So that's Newman going round, I'm saying. That's Tompkins getting the damage he did on the opening lap. And there's more contact down to 2 and 3, the switchback. Just chaos. Justin Ruan just went off at turn 1. This is the battle. It's Homewood locking up the rear tyres and going straight off the grass as well, as you said. So Homewood having a bad opener. Finished 11th place in that one. And looking, that was the 21 spinning out as well. Further back in the field, that's Chris Tompkins, just to give him some love. Having a few issues there. In the Top Gear. Yeah, the Top Gear style livery car in the BMW that they did at the 24-hour Silverstone brick car event back in 2007, where Richard Hammond, Jamie Clarkson, James May, and The Stig, of course, took part in the 24-hour challenge at Silverstone as well. Because of BBC rules, you can't have real sponsors. So if you open up the door on that, it reveals something biscuits as well that you can understand. Your posterior biscuits as well.
Oil, you know.
Yes.
Was it oil?
Yeah, Peniston's oil as well, where if you open the door, it becomes a part of an anatomy as well, which I thought was just very clever. From Top Gear there. We're getting ready though, luckily, for race 2. I like that replay function as well. Thank you, Pascal, who's directing us as well. That was great. So going into race 2 then, it's going to be, I think, another walkover, really, isn't it, for Gable? He just took off 5.3 seconds at the end of the race.
Was it only 5.3?
Yeah, notice it down 5.3 seconds as well, but it's still quite a distance on those tires. He was on the options, of course. Now he's going to be starting on the hard tires.
Okay, that explains quite a bit. Well, that should make it a bit more interesting with him being on the more or less slower tires.
It's going to be a lot of fun this next couple of minutes in the run, so do not adjust your sets. Stay with us. Because we're going to be in for some mighty good racing action. Race 2 coming up shortly here as well. I'm looking forward to this. It is so much fun. If you are new here to EERC, just enjoy your night. It's going to be brilliant. Just stay exactly where you are. Do not move. I sound like a Dalek now, but still.
Just listen to us.
Yes, listen to the tones.
Gibberish we're doing.
We can hypnotize as well through the voice, a magnetic tone. All will be well.
Yes. You shall all listen to us.
It gets worse on the endurance commentaries, believe me.
Yeah. Should have listened last round where Ed and me were doing like the last 5 hours.
Oh yes.
Oh God.
I wasn't available. I was it was last week, wasn't it? And I was covering. What was I covering? I was covering the F1, F2, Porsches, and IndyCar as well. So I was completely all over the place. Same this weekend as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
So someone in the YouTube comments said, "Really good commentator, full of energy, knowledge, and passion. A possible future F1 commentator."
That's very nice, isn't it? But that's, of course, talking about you, Thomas.
No, it isn't. We both know it isn't.
Don't be down on yourself as well. Thank you for that lovely comment. That means a lot as well. Cheers me up a bit, actually. It's been a great week. It's been a very long week of a lot of stuff. Cars heading out there for practice as well while we get the grid ready for race number 2. Standard procedure as going forward. But yeah, it's been a super duper long week.
Oh.
Fingers crossed it's going to be good. End the week. A lot of racing to go.
I think so. And maybe we see each other at one of the practice sessions or something.
I hope so. You should come along.
Yeah, that's if you give me some. I don't know when you will do that stuff.
How are you going with practice? What are you like? Well, what are you like with practice 1, 2, or 3? Which one do you want to attend? This is questions for the air, isn't it? Yeah, which one do you want to do this weekend? Practice 1, 2, or 3?
Well, probably rather practice 3 because through practice
3.
1 and 2, I'll probably be at work.
Well, practice 3 then.
Or let me actually look when those are.
Yeah. Practice 3 Saturday morning, I believe.
Wait.
So yeah, come on. We've always got room for commentators. Always got room. There's always a practice session that needs filling. There's always conversations to be had and things to be done. So all sounds good to me.
Sorry, come in for practice too. It's at like 5 o'clock my time. It's perfect.
Yeah. Oh really? I practice 2 then. Yeah, come in for practice 2.
Yeah. That's if you give me some the rights to join you.
Doing it now.
Oh.
Well, we've got time now, haven't we? So.
YouTube chat, you're seeing something astonishing happening here.
How do I add comment? This is the problem with adding the team. It's quite difficult on a mobile.
Oh.
So.
Oops.
So settings, members, roles, commentators, members. You're not in the server?
I am. On yours.
Yeah. Are you?
Joshua Birch Motorsports.
Oh, hang on a minute. I'm in the wrong one. Now I know why. Members. Add members. I'm not clicking the right one. It's me being wrong. Are you into Checo?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's why I can't find you.
Ah.
There you go. Added.
Ah. Now I can annoy you. Everything.
Absolutely. People are going to be wondering, who are you? As well. I'm just going to do a please welcome.
They shall find out. Well, I think most of... Well, I don't know. Some of them already know me.
They do indeed.
Commentated with Ed, with you, with... I think even with
Nick
me.
Homewood, of course, is there. Yeah.
Yeah. Me. Chess, of course.
Yeah, Jess is there too, yeah.
Tom Dillon.
Everyone's basically just everyone. So you'll be fine. I've tagged you in the thing. Perfect. So back into practice too. I'll grab you in for a session. So into the warm-up then. Practice over, warm-up in. So I don't know if there's a problem setting the grid. And as I was taking the time from the previous session, it shouldn't be too long of a gap. Around about 7 minutes, isn't it, between one race and the next, which is standard procedure, as everyone just gets a chance to shake down their cars. And everyone selects their tyre compound as well for the session. So those starting on the options as well in race 2. We'll give you the full rundown in a moment. Because it is quite a list now in race 2. They've decided to change it up quite a bit. So Chris put it in earlier on, and so did Nick Homewood. So here we go. So race tyres number 2, Louis Hesketh, Justin Rowan, Nick Homewood, Roy Seifert, Oliver Newman, Theo Hellsworth, Jeffrey Ellis, Chris Tompkins, Andy Horton, Maximilian Petrasky, Robert Strachan, Tibor Kiss. They are all using the option tyre in number 2. So that's everyone who's on the option tyre in race 2. You'll see them on your timing screens as we get ready to go to the race. Thomas, race 2. Who is going to be with this one?
It's wide open for everyone again.
It is open again, and that's what we like. Warm-up's restarted.
Oh.
That's interesting. So we've got an additional warm-up session going on right now. Unless it's a replay. And no. Race views restarted as well with the same countdown clock. So back up again. So presumably we're having R-Factor 2 issues. Pascal is directing us as well. So presumably he knows more about what's going on than us up here in the comms box.
God, tell us.
This is when Nick Homewood's usually panicking as well, isn't he? Like he's flying around trying to do servers as well.
So Pascal Egert is about as full of knowledge as us too, so to say it nice.
Great slide from Luca Gray there at turn 10. Yeah, I always noticed Nick Homewood always sounds like me, panicking and rushing around because something's gone wrong. And Pascal is always super calm and super chilled out and just handles it in his stride. So I always describe it, it's Michael Mazzi compared to Charlie Whiting.
Well, what Pascal is doing is the...
There it is. I've got not monetized yet because there is the car with Chris Tompkins that we're on about. So when we get into better light, see, think about what happens when the door opens and you can see what it is.
Let's hope he finishes the race and doesn't have to step out of the car.
A little bit of V-power as well needed. If we swing the car around, please, Pascal, and take a look at the Larsen biscuits as well. Imagine when it says with the doors open there too, which is quite comical. And I must admit, he spun it to give us a better view. I must admit, it's a genius design livery to get that right and to put it on. And he's put it in the gravel as well. So, yes, well done, Chris. I think you win the award for best livery this season. That is absolutely perfect. But was it Larsen Biscuits as well? The other side was it Peniston Oils.
Hello. Sorry.
Hello, Nick.
We've come across a new R-Factor issue. We're just working through it.
Oh, what is it? Is it?
So our race winner, Vike Gabor, has got an accent in his name. And this means I can't type his name in R-Factor to give him ballast.
Oh, I was thinking that because on the timing screen it had it. So what are you going to do?
He's just rejoining quickly and then we'll get going. It'll be a couple more minutes.
Okay, we'll enjoy the Peniston oil car and the Larson biscuits more. Okay, thank you, Nick Homewood. Luca Gray sliding through turn 1 as well. Chris Tompkins is going to be like, we should not have given him that much airtime. So Luca Gray disappears through turn 2, back to the pits. And we're restarting. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be another long one. So we did say at least the servers haven't crashed. It's just a typing issue. So that's not too much of a problem. So has he rejoined?
Yes.
Yeah, Vajic down in 20th place now. Yeah.
So they should be able to do a good qualifying session now.
Come on. Yeah. Where is should we into warm up? We go into the race straight away. Has Nick got the grid set that quickly? I'd be mega impressed if he has. Pit lane opens in 15 seconds if they want to go out to get it all sorted. I think he has, without even having to restart the server. That is spectacular news to keep us going.
Well, we should wait and see first because as far as I know, they aren't lined up on the grid yet. So
yeah, it's one of these, isn't it, where we're just sort of we're an hour in now, so we're just sort of like, yeah, we know what we're doing. Race 2 coming up, then reverse grid, race 3. Don't forget, we will do the pick a winner live on air, the spinny wheel.
The most fun part of the whole stream.
Yeah, nobody has an idea what's
happening.
I've just had a really bad idea that I'm going to have to be up so early tomorrow, getting things sorted. It is going to be a long day, so stay tuned, dear viewers. Oh dear. And I'm going to be flicking between loads of different commentary boxes as well. It's going to be insane. Practice for F2 and F3 and qualifies will be different this weekend because I'll be moving between commentary boxes. So at the moment, we will have different commentators. I'm going to try and prioritize the racing as much as possible. So things like the F3 sprint race I'll be doing at the same time. Megan will probably be commentating on other things. So this weekend's really busy, really busy. But it is one of the last busy ones. So again?
Tell me when you need me.
Anytime you want, mate. Anytime you want to come in. But yeah, so it's going to be fun. But we're actually really looking forward to Singapore because we're going to... it's the only one on that weekend, and we've got a guest in the commentary box, not commentating, just coming to watch the race and have a pair of headphones on as well, and not with a mic, just a normal pair of headphones, watching the race, listening to the commentary, and taking it all in with the vast bank of computers we've got in here to tell us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different screens we've got to, and they're awful, and we still need more monitors on the grid. Wow, that was not long at all for race 2. They're all just set to go now. There's Bradley Sellers, P4. Says Gabor Vajic, Pole, Schumann, Bell, Sellers, Sovic, Hamilton, Ellis, Seifert, Sachin, Gray, top 10, Homewood, Kiss, Horton, Stanex, Hartley, Savagny, Newman, Larhoven, Tompkins, Jones, and Ruan still in the pit lane. Tensions rise. It should be around about 12 to 13 laps. 17 minutes in total around the Sachsenring. Track temperature 32 degrees. Air temperature 14 degrees. And it's all quiet now. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And we are racing in race 2. Good start further back, though. What a start from Horton. What a start from Vanchik and Bell down towards Doan. Bell's going to go around the outside, and he's completely taken Schumann. Bell's going for the lead. Can't get it. Vanchik, contact. And that's Bradley Sellers nearly losing it as well in the mid-corner. And round the outside, Scott Sovic in third place, almost having a little bit of a spin through turn 1. Look at Sellers. Oh, and a spin again. And that's Newman for second time round, and it's chaos again, and the midfield changes. Oh, and off goes Vanchik. Vanchik gets a tap from Bell, and Bell takes the lead with Scott Sovic in P2, getting a tap from Bradley Sellers, and round the outside, got Scott Sovic, he hit Bell, and Sovic takes the lead. Oh, brilliant couple of corners. Bell's going to keep it on the inside line through 9 and 10. Sellers is there too. Tight between them, and off goes Sovic. He's in the gravel. Bell takes the lead, and Bradley Sellers goes to second place. Ellis down to third. It's all changing. Bell takes too much curb, and Bradley Sellers leads at turn 11. Bell holds it together. Ellis looking in the wing. Schumann's up to fourth. Hamilton's up to sixth, and Bell leads at turn 10. Sellers goes through. Bell has lag. Bell gets tagged, and Bell is in the wall. Sellers and Ellis are 1-2. And Schumann on the inside. Schumann on the inside now for P2. What a start, Thomas.
You can really catch your breath right now. Schumann and Ellis side by side down the main straight, going into turn 1. Schumann trying to be aggressive around the outside. Tries it. But I don't think he can hang on to it. Slotting it behind.
Ellis takes it. Schumann's going to have to defend. Strachan, Lahoven's up to 12th position as well. Lahoven up to 11th place now. Schumann getting a tag from Scott Sovic once, twice, 3 times. And he's going to make contact. And spinning is the innocent party. Oh,
and another car.
Oh, Hamilton getting spun round, and so is Newman. Oh, it's chaos everywhere. Multiple pile-up coming into the top of the hill. Cars in the wall. Schumann's in there too. Vanchik's down there once more. And Ruan again out of the race. Schumann down to 17th. Hartley to 16th place. Tibor Kiss 19th. And it's just all gone wrong again, as now Newman somehow keeps the Hunter Birch Simulation 25 in the right direction, goes off the track, but takes 4th position ahead of Lahoven.
Wow, what a crazy start. Jones DNF'd, meanwhile. Wonder what happened there.
Newman got in a bit too deep. Lahoven's going to get the cut back, decides better of it. Bradley Sellers a 1:25.977 gets the fastest lap of the race. Newman's looking racy coming out of turn 13 up the hill towards turn number 1. And now he's going to have to look at Lahoven looking racy as well. This is unbelievable stuff. And now Gray, Luca Gray, back up into 6th position, having the inside line, bump and run. Didn't work out, he got fully stopped. Stanek's got a little bit of a touch there as well. Lahoven on the back of Newman. And yet Jones is out of the race.
Wow.
I think Jones had a full-on... Yeah, Jonathan Jones, I think, has had a full disconnect according to my timing screen. You can't see anything changing. Wow, indeed. What an opener. The field calms down. Lahoven tags the side of Well, hang on. That's Gray tagging the side of Lahoven. Lahoven going wide, and through goes Luca Gray. We need a flow chart as quickly as a timing tower to keep an eye on this race. It really is dramatically changing. Lahoven now for the back. That's Stanek and Hamilton coming through. Scratchins in the 175 coming through as well. So that's going to be Robert Scratchin, the 100% Simulation 175, mine and Ed's team in the touring cars coming through. And he's going to look to the inside, and Hamilton goes defensive, chops him off. Homewood is up into 10th place. Shouldn't sound surprised, but Homewood's in a battle here, and he's looking quite good.
He always does. And his driving today is very good.
A little bit wide there from his teammate, though, of Lahoven. Now we're seeing Joshua Hamilton alongside down towards turn 1. That's, just constantly changing. Nick Homewood's up to 9th place. Bells passing 11th for Savagne. There goes scratching up the inside line, trying to pass Homewood. Homewood's going to hold it through 1. He's going to have the inside line into turn 2. Should be able to hold it around the outside of 3. Scratching's not going to give him enough room, though. Nick Homewood does. Holds the outside line. Keep your foot in it, Nick. You should be able to get it.
There's a car standing.
That's Stanex, yeah. And scratching down to 9. No, yeah, it's Stanex in the wall. Stanex out of it. So Bell's back to 10th. Homewood's lost out to scratching now, but Stanex, yeah, this is just crazy. Oh, and now, is that Hamilton versus Lahoven? Yeah, Hamilton goes through, and Lahoven down into 7th position. Just somebody change round. This is getting insane, and this is only lap 4. 11 and a half minutes to go of the 17.
Wow.
Still not over. Homewood's fighting back. No, he's not going to have it there. He's going to have to back out of that position. Oh, never mind.
Side by side.
And Homewood goes through. Brilliant.
Next corner, he will be on the inside. And he clears him by quite a big margin, actually. Nick Homewood. But watch the Infinity now coming back at it.
Yep.
Side by side into the last corner.
Strachan goes through. Homewood's dropped down to 9th position. And there's the... Yep, so... That Infinity of ours is just so much faster. So it's just a better car to go through. Sorry, Nick. Dust further back as well. Can't see who that is. Hang on. Schumann and Tompkins out of the race. 2 more have retired from race 2. Peter Schumann and Chris Tompkins are out in the CJ Race 21 and the final Von Motorsport Green number 69. There's Roy Seifer in 12th position for the 71 Optimal Esports team as well. Optimal. Yeah, Optimal. That's quite a difficult one to say on there. They do like it. Optimal Esports as well. Good name. Difficult to say, but that's a good name. Roy Seifer getting up there now, trying to have a go at Savagne for 11th position. Just utter chaos this race. You do not know where to look next for drama and action and intrigue. 10 minutes to go, 7 minutes down. And look at this. Bradley Sellers only leading the race by 9/10 of a second. There's a yellow flag out sector 2. And it's Joshua Hamilton who has gone off the track and is down to 10th place. Meantime, the 2 RMX BRS Designs cars battling for the lead. As Sellers across the line, 0.125 of a second different. Jeffrey Ellis looks to the inside line, downhill into turn 1, the bottom of the hill, right-hander with a double apex. Sellers on the outside, Ellis on the inside, and should get through. Cuts him off at turn 2. Ellis still there, but he's got the inside line, little bit of contact. Bradley Sellers keeps the lead. Jeffrey Ellis has to settle for second in the first half of this lap, but tries to cut back and nearly hits his teammate at 2 and 3. I'm running out of superlatives for this race. You're absolutely right, Thomas. This is great stuff.
I didn't expect it, that's for sure.
It has come out of nowhere, this race too, hasn't it? I thought race 3 would be the dramatic one, as is normally the way. Did not expect race 2. There is Joshua. Go on.
Got a little bit of information of what happened to Chris Tompkins. He got RF2'd.
Oh, the disconnect from hell. And now Hartley, side by side with Tibor Kiss for 10th position. Oh, drifting around the outside. We saw him practicing that in the warm-up session. Hartley, absolutely heartless, trying to go for the mean overtakes on Tibor Kiss, and it's paying off. He's keeping up with him.
Well, he was a bit closer last time out, but now we see the fight between Jeffrey Ellis and Bradley Sellers down to the first corner. The 2 teammates, they need to keep in mind of that they are teammates and that they both fight for the same thing, basically. So they should give each other quite a bit of respect, which I think they will. Both very experienced race drivers.
Shouldn't have too much of a problem between them. They should just about hold it together. Saying that, Jeffrey Ellis nearly making huge contact with Bradley Sellers coming through turn 3 into 4, top of the hill at 5. Downhill, this will be turn 6, the sweep in. It's followed then by turn 7 just after it there. And then it's uphill through 8 and 9 as well. Right now, it is Bradley Sellers leading. Jeffrey Ellis is in second position. Scott Sovic is in third as the field once again come by for an attack position. And Ellis has got so much more speed coming towards turn 10. And yep, Sellers has to cut him off downhill through 11. Very tight stuff. This battle's going to run between the two RM boys, isn't it? This will be the rest of the race as a brief yellow sector 3. And Jonathan Jones is back out on the racetrack. And so is Ruan, actually. They're back in.
Jeffrey Ellis.
And he's got him on the inside with a nice dive bomb. Switchback coming from Bradley Sellers across the line. Sellers leads the lap. Ellis will have the inside line down towards turn number 1. Out of the pit lane comes Jonathan Jones and Ruan. And now that's going to be very tight into 1. Sellers going for it. Ellis takes the lead. Sellers can't cut him off in time. Jeffrey Ellis takes the lead in race 2 here at the Sachsenring. And Bradley Sellers, who had led for the opening 8 laps, had to settle right now for P2. And the game is on with 6 minutes 15 to go now.
Verhoeven and Bell, a lot of bumping between those two, pushing the Hunter Birch car into the grass.
And that's going to allow Kiss to come into it as well. So Verhoeven is, we're watching now, just holding off. There is Bell. Kiss coming in for 10th position as well. And Bell's going to send it through on the inside line at turn 7. And he's going to make a sweet move. Yep, Verhoeven will hold it round the outside. Eventually it'll come back on a right-hander section of the track. No, not coming up for a nicer manoeuvre. Oh, contact between the two of them. My goodness, there's Timor Kiss. He's got worse off. Forced to the infield of the track, losing time now to Hartley.
Watch out for Hartley back there.
Hartley's going to go around the outside, and there's a little bit of a kiss between him and Tibor Kiss, and I think Hartley's got through, Thomas.
He sure has.
Now, did we see him move further up between Verhoeven and Bell? Bell's ahead of Verhoeven for 8th position at the moment. Seifer, I think, down there in 12th position, just running a little bit round. So, yeah, and it's Zolt Stanek as well in 14th position, watching now. He's on the back of Savagne. Savagne shuts the door, forcing him towards the pit wall. Not allowed to do that. We'll get a penalty post.
Nope. They weren't far enough towards the pit wall yet. I think it was close. That's for sure. Really trying.
Vajak in 15th place, just holding it on as well, keeping himself calm. But race 1's winner down to 15th. He's got maximum ballast, remember, 75 kilograms as well, and he got punted around and he's dropped it on his own now. And he looks like he's disconnecting as well. A bit of a glitch there between them.
I think he just ran out of talent for a second there. Those cars ran 1, 2, 3 at the beginning of race 1, and now they are all 3 somewhere.
Andy Horton has got through, but that is Hamilton coming to a stop on the track. So Joshua Hamilton, and he's out. Joshua Hamilton joins Schumann and Tompkins out of the race in official DNFs. Ruan's just in the pit lane. He hasn't left yet. So he did disconnect, and then he's got back in again, but he's out of it. Oh, no, Bell's got it. That's Newman off the track, and Scratch and goes through. So Robert goes through in the 175, passing his teammate of Newman, who just had a little bit of a run off track at turn 1. That's Hartley. Coming back through. No, just a little interesting.
Hartley and Leroux.
And Verhoeven in P9. Hartley down into 10th position as well. Through yellow sector 2. Who's gone off now? Can't see anyone in sector 2. Oh, hang on. Is it Scott Sovic? He's in the middle sector and hasn't set a lap time. Nope, he's still there. It's a yellow sector 2, though. It's Savagne! And Tompkins is out now. Did we know that before?
He has been out for quite a while. He got RF2.
7 laps. Yes, 7 laps now, yeah. Timing screen just put Jonathan Jones ahead of him, you see. Oh, hang on. Was that, who's just been forced off the track there?
Verhoeven.
Verhoeven, yeah. In 11th position, Hartley and Kiss go through. And now Roy Seifred's coming back through on the inside to try and take him. But Verhoeven down to 11th now. And look at how quickly Seifred's got up with much more quicker cars through the section of corners. He should be able to clear him by turn 11. This is 10. Now into 11. Round the outside. Well, he's nearly got him. A little bit downhill. Oh, it's aggressive from Verhoeven. Seifred going to send it round the outside line. It's turn 12. Keep your foot in on the inside. You should be able to get it. Oh, he's forcing him off the track. Lahoven hits him. Seifert dives around the outside. I think that might be I don't know. 6 and 1/2 of the other there.
Very interesting stuff from Lahoven there. Race control certainly will have a look at his driving.
Kiss and Hartley having a battle into one as Lahoven and Seifert battle into the same corner. And Lahoven goes a little bit wide. Seifert touches the back.
Another contact.
Hi.
Very, very interesting driving from Lahoven. Tibor Kiss at the back of Hartley.
In 10th
Still trying
position
to
at
get
the moment.
past.
Yeah.
But just can't find a way through. Well, he's not the defending champion because he's bad at driving, so...
That is true.
Louis Hartley. Still Seifert and Lahoven.
Seifert, Stanix, Savagne coming in. It's all getting a little bit on the nerve, isn't it? Hartley just having this is a battle for 9th position with Tibor Kiss ahead of him in 10th. Such a battle between them. You don't want to get it wrong. You can't get it wrong. It's going to be that type of day. Everyone's twitching though. Really are twitchy. They'll be fine.
Yeah, especially the rear-wheel drive cars for whatever reason are the most twitchy. And a bit of oversteer for Louis Hartley. Looks a bit more than for everyone else.
And
Very
Kiss.
unstable, that car.
Yeah.
Kiss around the outside. Aggressive
Hartley
around the outside.
Nah, not going to work out. Hartley's got the place. This will be the last lap then. Coming up, Jeffrey Ellis will be our race winner by 2.3 seconds to Bradley Sellers in 2nd position. Oops, slidey from Hartley. Touches the grass in the final Von Motorsport Green. Chasing down Bell in the Hunter Birch simulation, who has 8th position at the moment. Sector 1 has been completed. Checkered flag is now at the ready. The time is up. Luca Gray battling Scott Sovic now for 3rd position. Never mind, he's twitched it coming through 11. That's his lap lost now. All eyes then in a second on Jeffrey Ellis. This is Hartley under pressure from Tibor Kiss attacking my Bell. But Jeffrey Ellis in a great battle with his teammate Bradley Sellers. They will lead home a 1-2 for RMX BRS Designs. Jeffrey Ellis takes the checkered flag and wins race 2 here at the Sachsenring. Jeffrey Ellis 2nd, Scott Sovic will finish in 3rd. And now it's a battle at the line as well, because that, I believe, was Newman being passed by Homeward, and that's hardly getting a kick from Tibor Kiss. He should just make it across the line, and he did. I think Kiss slowed down there because he knew what he did. That's gentlemanly driving between the two of them. Vajic's out, and Hamilton's out. So everyone scores points. Everybody that finishes scores points.
Except Jones.
Yeah. Who is back in the pit lane. So what a race. Roy Seifert, is that still a battle going on? I'm not too... Yeah. They've taken the flag. Yes, they have.
I think we are in the replay.
Yes, we are, yeah. So, Jeffrey Ellis wins race 2 here at the Sachsenring with Bradley Sellers 2nd, Scott Sovic is 3rd, Luca Gray 4th, Robert Scratchin is 5th, Oliver Newman 6th, Nick Homewood 7th, Mike Bell 8th, Louis Hartley 9th, and Tibor Kiss rounds out the top 10. Job Lahoven is 11th with Roy Seifert in 12th, Zolt Stanek is in 13th, Thomas Savagne 14th, 15th, and the last point to Andy Horton. Gabor Vajek is out of the race along with Joshua Hamilton. Jonathan Jones got back in the race, but finished 5 laps down. Peter Schumann and Chris Tompkins also out, as well as right at the back for Justin Ruan, who finished in 21st position out of it. It's now time for everybody's favourite game in a few moments. Spin to win your pole seat for race number 3. But this is the replay at the start, and it was just utter chaos, Thomas. Everyone was diving everywhere.
I think the people already tried the spin to win tactic, but found out that it isn't the on-track stuff that determines the spin to win.
Yes.
But they tried. They all gave it a good try. You have to give them that.
Oh, and it's just side bombs from everybody, wasn't it? Very chaotic race 2. A lot of highlights from very dramatic. Race 3, though, reverse grid. Will it be maximum disruption? This was the battle at the lead of the front. And that was Gabriel going off the track and Mike Bell taking the lead. But then Bell got involved in contact as well. Further down, this got Cervic looking third position. This was Jonathan Jones spinning round with one of the Hunter Birch simulation cars, and that's what put Jonathan Jones so far down the field with suspension damage. This is Joshua Hamilton, and he just got tagged out completely on his own, didn't he, in the middle of the field? He was the innocent party that got kicked out in the mess at the front, dropped from 6th position all the way down to 9th. Then Louis Hartley was involved as well, as off went Bell, and it just all cataclysmed into utter chaos and drama. And there's Oliver Newman, who was running in 6th at the time, getting spun out as well, not once but twice, and then jumping across the curb, living to fight another day, and everyone behind him, Thomas, just getting annihilated. It was a messy opening couple of laps until everyone found their feet there.
Well, for us, it was amazing. Peter Duneman doing the rallycross tactics, also finding out, just like Nick Homewood, that it doesn't work. Oh, there it is. The wheel.
Here we go. So, click to spin. Who will start on pole?
13th.
P13. And the timings have refreshed, so I don't know who finished 13th in the last race. Trying to quickly remember. So, P13 from the last race now has pole position into race 3. So just trying to take a quick look. If somebody could let us know. So it's nearly maximum disruption, Thomas, as well, which is great news. As they come through. Just trying to finish. So P13 on the grid. It is Zolt Stanek who will start on pole position for race 3 here at the circuit. So there we have it. So Zolt Stanek who will start on pole for race 3. So the grid now will be made and got corrected. And fingers crossed, all will be good. So we'll be ready for the third and final race shortly. The timing screen's coming back in. So, as I said, P13. So it is Zolt Stanek on pole. There's Tibor Kiss, who is just getting ready. The practice session is underway, but everyone's being told to stay in their garage, try and get race 3 underway as quickly and as efficiently as possible. It shouldn't be too bad as well. As the field now just going into the practice session and to qualifying, just getting it all sorted. Small gap before the next race starts. Always a lot of fun coming up. It's going to be a good race. Fingers crossed as well that we will have the end of it, keeping everybody calm. So, the racing strategy just waiting in order as they'll get it all together. Track conditions currently 26 degrees, air temperature at 14. There's Louis Hartley, setting exactly on the circuit. Just having some late runs in for him as well. Not too bad at all. Going to be a nice, smooth race. Should be a bright, sunshiny day as well, which is what everybody likes.
Earlier today I got told that there is a bit of risk of rain involved in this. Which
Is there?
So far didn't see.
Oh no.
But the third race had random weather anyways, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes, it did.
So let's see what the weather gods will have for us. Let's hope it will be a rain race.
I hope so. It would, however, mean everybody who chose the option time for race 3 has avoided having to use it. So that's exciting.
That's for sure.
Oh, I've got a very bad feeling that there's going to be a lot of waiting around.
I think so.
So the order running together. Just got to make sure we're ready to go. As we're seeing, there we are there, spinning around in Sector 1. Doing some donuts for us as well. All should be nice. All should be ready to go soon. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to set the grid. There's a usual break. Oh, hang on, never mind. Into the warp now. So everything getting set there. So grid should be ready. Ballast added in a few moments, and we'll be into race 3 to get up into the running order. There's Kiss Stanek as well, so it will be Zod Stanek as well, who will be on pole position for the third race. He finished P13 in race 2. There's Roy Seifert in P11 at the moment in this running order, in the 71 car. Cars can now head out onto the track. The green light is on, and warm-up is go now. So if anybody wants to head out there, they can, and get some quick practice before the command is given to go in for the race. Another 17 minutes ahead of us. I'm hopeful it's going to be a good race. Are you hopeful it's going to be a good race?
I know it will be a good race.
Here we go. Ready for the start procedure. There's your grid on the left-hand side of your screen. So another 17 minutes. Track condition at the moment, 22 degrees. Ambient at 14. Whether or not they will have rain throughout the race, that is the question. It could come. We've seen it before, and everyone have to pit for wet tyres. Happened before here, hasn't it, in the touring cars? So who do you think is going to win race number 3, Thomas? It's a very wild ride coming up. And it's raining. And it's wet. Looks dry to me. No, it's raining. So I can see rain coming down on the monitor, but it is blue sky at the moment. But it is raining. So there's a few of them. Hartley and Schumann and Gray have decided to take the wet tyre. Rain in the air, it's starting to come down. The final race is under starters' orders. The 5 lights are on. It's lights out of the Sachsenring. Now, Sellers has got a jump start. He's jumped it down towards turn 1. Stanek's leads, and it's already a pile up. Down in the middle half, that's Tibor Kiss getting sent round. I'm expecting everybody to just lose into turn 1. Cold tyres, cold brakes, everybody is. Vargic getting spun round again. Newman's been spun round. Bradley Sellers, who already got that penalty, has been spun round. Roy Seifert up into 2nd position. Hartley's in 3rd. Bell in 4th. Larhoven 5th. As we approach turn 3, there is rain on the circuit. It's still looking sunny for us watching, but it is wet track, so it's raining in parts. Hopefully it'll blow the clouds back in. Bell under pressure from Larhoven. Seifert in 2nd position. Stanley got the lead at the start, and a great run there, Thomas, in towards turn 1 and 2. Larhoven in 5th position, just keeping it together. Scott Sobek in 9th, holding it through. Stanek, Seifert, Hartley, and now look, there's even more battle as Hartley goes through. Larhoven down to 5th. Hartley goes to 3rd. Bell up into 4th position, but trying already to go side by side. Those on the wet tyres are making better moves. Contact Larhoven and Hartley. Bell goes through into 3rd position. It doesn't look like there's much rain, but our timing screen says there's rain. We've got a few drivers out there on wet tyres. Mike Bell now says he's on option tyres for this race, not the wets, as they come across the line. Hartley, Gray, Schumann, Hamilton, and Tompkins all on wet tyres. On the option tyres, is Bell, Larhoven, Jones, and Bradley Sellers, who says is in the pit lane. Bradley Sellers is in the pit lane now. Is he changing over from dries to wet weathers? We shall see as the field continues to run round. There's Nick Homewood up into 6th position on the primary tyre, the hardest compound, that if it is wet out there, we saw the rain at the start, that's going to be contact between Oliver Newman with Luca Gray over 9th position, trying to come round the outside as well. Hopefully, Thomas, you're back in the box at the moment. What have you made anything at the start? Well, we've lost audio at the moment. He's not in the box. So we've lost Thomas at the moment. No worries. We shall keep going as they continue through. Stanek, Seifert, Bell, Sovic, Homewood in P5. We're watching Larhoven on the back of his teammate. Now, of course, Homewood's in the white. Final One Motorsports. So is Larhoven. Gray and Hartley making a few battles. Vajic's up to 11th. Stein's on 126.026. This is Luca Gray in a battle. Jeffrey Ellis alongside him with the Union flag on the top of his bonnet. Winner in the previous race. Savagne is in 10th position behind. Hartley's ahead into turn 1. And now Gray's going to go dive bombing the inside of Jeffrey Ellis. There's a little bit of door contact between them. Should be able to hold the inside line. Contact is inevitable here. Oh, just avoiding the bumpers and a flash of the lights as well from Luca Gray. He knew he wasn't happy about that situation and had to change it. So that's what the flash of the lights usually mean as well. Your anger and your frustration with the other drivers and teams out there. You are very well known when the lights flash, exactly how you have been portrayed amongst them. So they will change it. Roy Seifert in a battle now with Mike Bell over 2nd position. Bell holds it 1.4 seconds down to Stanek as well in 4th position. Sorry, who's leading this race. Zolt Stanek is in the lead. Fastest lap, there's Mike Bell, 125.417 on that last go around. So he's not exactly being left in the dust. He's keeping that advantage. It says it's raining. There's wipers on, but we're not. What we're seeing is sunshine. We're not seeing the wet weather conditions. There's a few drops of rain you can just about see on your camera lens at turn 1. It's that really annoying fine rain that is psychological. It's the summer rain that we experienced as well, I think, in Formula 1 last time out at the Grand Prix at the Netherlands as well, where it was sunny but still raining. Gabriel Vajek in 10th, now 9th position as well. Savagne getting dropped. Hartley still in contention. Savagne's going to have a very hard time holding through. Gabriel Vajek there as well. He's going to try and swing around the outside. He's lost out. Savagne stays 9th. Hits the back of Hartley. Hartley gets forced wide. Savagne goes through and round goes Gabriel Vajek and losing 1, 2, 3, 4 places. Jones, Kiss, Newman go through. Jonathan Jones on the inside of Luca Gray. Gray gets a tank slapper, so does Jones, but they keep the position. Jones 10th, Gray in 11th place. So they have changed over. They needed to change over, and I'm glad they have changed over at the moment. A little bit of a side swipe there. Tibor Kiss going wide, and up the inside he goes as well. And on the outside goes Gray. And Gray getting a tap as well from Newman. And yet just about so Tibor Kiss up to 11th place. Gray down to 12th. Newman goes to the inside line, trying to take that place back. Look how hard it's raining now at turn 12. Anyone on soft tyres as well, anyone on dry tyres could begin to slide off the track if the water starts to wait. What I mean by starting to wait is holding on the surface tension as well. Jupp Larhoven passes Nick Homewood into turn 1. The two teammates battling responsibly. Homewood didn't want to attack or aggravate that any further. Jonathan Jones in a battle with Savagne. Looking to the inside line. Bit of door banging through turn 1 and 2. Jones hits the back. Savagne opens the door. Jones goes through, trying to sweep it round the outside and turns 4, 5 and 6. Nope. No room in the inn! And he's spun round Oh, he got it on the curbs. It's starting to rain heavier now. You can see it on the screen. That's Nick Homewood on dry tyres getting it wrong as well. The rain is starting to pour in. We're starting to get the spray. Everybody who started on the wet tyres, starting with Louis Hartley, starting to make progress through the field, starting to get slightly faster. So take a look at them when you need to. And look at this. The rain is appalling. Still got some bright sunshine at the moment, but it's by no means a safe racetrack at the moment. Tibor Kiss holds on for 11th position. That's Luca Gray right behind him. And Jones has DNF'd. Jonathan Jones is out of the race. Chris Tompkins is a lap down in the BMW, as that's Robert Strachan up the inside, getting ahead of Hamilton. And is that Vajek going towards the pit lane? Well, he tried to. Hamilton has come in for wet tyres now, and he's spun it in the pit lane. Hamilton spins in the pit lane and has retired from race 3. So there's more fancy ways to retire. Spinning in the pit lane, putting it in for a DNF, and that is the end of that game, as there's more dust getting kicked up. Amazed that as we're halfway into this race, everybody is just about keeping it on the circuit, keeping it going as hard as they can. Yellow flag sector 1. I can't tell you who that is at the moment, as Bradley Sellers on the attack of Horton, who's in 13th place. Sellers nearly losing part of his front bodywork. The rain's still coming down. It's starting to stay on the track, and off goes now Horton. Through goes Bradley Sellers. Now it's Tibor Kiss in 10th position, attacking Hartley, but in front of him. So a really change around conditions. And look at this. Stanak has lost out on a place here. And Mike Bell for Hunter Bird Simulation, who's had a day and a half, once again locks up into turn 1, but was in 3/10, and Stanak spun out and hit the wall, and Mike Bell takes the lead for Hunter Birch Simulation, and that's going to be Homewood up into 5th position. Now is Stanak still in 2nd position apparently, 3.5. Is he still? Oh, where is he? That's all. There he is. He's got going again. Roy Seifert right behind him in 3rd position. So Bell now has a 4-second lead over P2 with half the race still remaining. 7 minutes and 22 seconds left here at the Sachsenring. And Zoltan is from the lead, spinning out, hitting the wall in these wet conditions. You can see it's getting harder. So hopefully we will be in the conditions where this race can just stay calm, keep it in gear, and get going once more, as it's really hard to turn 12 and 13, the last 2 corners on this track. Bell's made a mistake, 3.8 now the gap, so I reckon he locked up into one of the corners. He lost 0.2 of a second on one part of it, and that's not an area of the track you usually make errors. Nobody coming in at the moment then for wet tyres. Nobody seeing the point to come in for wet tyres at the moment. Louis Hartley sliding around as they continue on. This is over 10th position. Schumann, Hamilton and Jones out of the race. Peter Schumann joins the list of retirees here from the Sachsenring, as Louis Hartley battling with Luca Gray. Goes to the outside line in towards turn number 1. A little bit later on the brakes. Again, gets the cut back on the inside line. I hope Gray knew about that. Hartley nearly spins into him. And that is now a wet track with the, you can see the dry line starting to come in. So the track has now officially been lost. Anyone out there on dry tyres, it's going to be a run to the end. Look out for those on wet compound. Luca Gray, Louis Hartley, these two we're watching now. They're on wet tyres. And then it's Chris Tompkins in 17th place. He's a lap down. But Luca Gray and Louis Hartley are the only two in real contention here On wet weather tyres, they are 26 and 27 seconds back to Mike Bell with 5.5 minutes to go. In these type of conditions, it's not impossible. It's easily doable to get that time back. Question is, have the tyres died off before the track was completely lost? But everyone's slipping around now on these wet weather compounds. In this wet weather, on the dry compounds, they're sliding around everywhere. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. That's now, and that's Zoltstanek again, spinning out of the last corner. Look, he's done a 360 over the curbs. You can see the wheel marks spinning up the Infinity rear tyres, and there goes the light. So the clouds have come in. There's Gabor Vajek spinning around for the third time today, and the track is really bad now. Oliver Newman deciding it's not worth it. He comes in for wet tyres. The clouds have come over the Sachsenring. Robert Strachan and the other Hunter Bird simulation, will he box or will he stay out? No, he's staying out to brave it. Newman, and that's Sultan Sanek again. He must have suspension damage after hitting the wall. That's 3 offs in one race now as well he's had. I would seriously consider retiring the car. Newman will come out on wet tyres, and that's Luca Gray, and he's already up into 5th position. He was 10th at the previous lap, so Gray already coming up 8th position. I might have said 5th. I meant 8th as he comes through. So those are wet tyres starting to come to them. And Bell's going to be right there too. This is insanity, this race. You just can't work out what will happen next. Who's going to have it? Gray sliding around for traction. He's got more grip, but he's having to avoid Savagny, who has no grip. He's on dries. In fact, I think Savagny, looking at him, he is on the green. So he's on the prime tyre, the hardest compound we have here. The only 2 left, or 3 left on the options. Mike Bell, he might have a little bit more tyre length because he's on the options, so they're softer, which means they don't take long to heat up, so that he can keep the temperature in them in these conditions. Jupp Lahoven in 5th position, and Bradley Sellers in 10th, but Bradley's already spun round. There's now puddles and standing water on the track. Nick Homewood, he is on the primary tyre. He's trying to keep it through at turn 1 and 2. 3 minutes to go in the race. I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen next. It's going to be one of these days. The rain absolutely falling now. That's Robert Strachan. He's 15th, and it is on better tyres. I wonder if he'll get the acceleration. And it's Horton ahead of him. He's going to have the inside line to turn 1. He's going to have to go over the puddles, though, and brake on the puddles. Robert Strachan could end up off the track here. Has to hit the brakes over the puddles. Again, a bit wide, makes the apex. Did he go wide? No, he's got it. That's a perfect manoeuvre there from Scratch, and he is in 14th on the prime tyre. Very nicely done. Luca Gray on the wets, though, not making much progress, and with 2 minutes to go, could be Mike Bell on dry tyres doing the impossible here, but on the option tyres are holding it through. I must say, though, everybody doing super impressive right now to keep it on the track. Luca Gray on the inside of Savagny into 9 and 10 on the wet tyre compound. He goes through. It's very much equal between them at the moment, isn't it? Gray can't get contact. Gray gets pumped off a little bit by Savagny. Savagny holds it off, and he's going to throw it up the inside line. Gray's going to have to give him the position. Savagny back through to 7th place. We'll try the cutback. 1 minute 40 left on the clock. An insane race here. Absolute insanity. Absolutely brilliant as they come through. Side by side, Luca Gray on the outside. Savagny was on the gravel. He loses out. Gray goes through to 7th on the wet tyres. Track temperature 30 degrees, ambient temperature at 12. A lot of standing water now into the braking zones. Hartley goes in a bit too deep. Savagny's got through on Gray, though. Gray went really wide, and Savagny's going to come up. So, dries and wets, not much between them at the moment. Really strange call between them. Well, I think this is definitely one of the best races we've experienced of this season so far. A lot of sliding around once more. Savagny down into 8th position. Gray back ahead. Ellis got through the pair of them. Hartley up. Hartley through. Hartley gets a tank slapper. Hartley loses a place to Savagny. 40 seconds left then. And they see that Hartley was leaving the black lines as well. Get a lot onto them now as they come through. A little bit of a love tap. Tries to come through on the inside line. That's going to force Sachsenring offline. Hartley will have to hold it through. Now, second sector times, 26 seconds. I reckon Mike Bell might cross the line to take the checkered flag here, you know. I think he just might do it. Cross the line? No, he just takes it for another lap. So he just got it in time. Hartley comes through. Shining on the inside. Sachsenring shuts the door. Timer's going to be up. Oh, he's gone wide. Sachsenring goes wide. Hartley takes the position with ease. Sachsenring went too wide off. Now we're seeing Luca Gray coming through. Ellis on the inside, and there's contact. Ellis in the gravel. Luca Gray dive bombing, and Ellis didn't want to give him position. They just made contact, and Ellis is the wrong way in the gravel. Every race, race 1 winner with Vajek 12th. Race 2 winner, Jeffrey Ellis in 10th. Race 3 winner will be Mike Bell. And he won't be here just yet. Here he is. He's at turn 6 and 7. So he's at 9 and 10 now. So he's very similar sections of the track. He's into the last sector. He's on the option tyres, remember? Might be blue sky where he's looking. But he's the only one who can see clearly. Now the rain has gone. Mike Bell once again delivers. And for Hunter Bird Simulation, I apologise if I will be a bit much. He exits the last corner. A difficult day with redemption in race 3. Mike Bell wins the thriller here at the Sachsenring. And yes, you've done it, boy. Well done, Mike Bell. Seaford in second. Sobig's third. Luca Gray having a battle. And off the track goes Larhoven. Luca Gray goes through. The stewards might have something to say about that. Sovik rounds out the podium. Homewood in 4th. Gray 5th. Larhoven. Then Hartley versus Sachsenring. Sachsenring goes in too deep. Hartley gets the exit curve. Gets on the power on the wet tyre. And across the line. Sachsenring in 8th. And Jeffrey Ellis rounds out in 10th position. Stanak will be 11th. Horton will come home in 12th position. A mighty race 3 here at the Sachsenring. As they come across the line, Seaford's already back in the pit lane, so is Larhoven. Stanak's across the line now from P11. Nicely held from him. Horton is a couple of seconds back, coming across the line. Vajek will finish in 13th place, a bit further back. Andy Horton in 12th. And it's a battle! Vajek versus Newman, and Newman goes through for 13th place. Extra points. Brilliant. Race 1 winner, Gable Vajek in 14th. And Robert Strachan will pick up the last point as Chris Tompkins is 17th and Tibor Kiss in 16th position across the line. What a race 3. Well done. Nicely done, everybody. Great race 3. That rain really did provide the dramatic standpoint to this race we were all expecting. Mike Bell wins race 3 here at the Sachsenring. Roy Seaford in second. Scott Sovic rounds out the podium. Nick Homewood is 4th with Luca Gray 5th. Jupp Larhoven is 6th. Louis Hartley 7th. Thomas Sachsenring 8th. Bradley Sellers 9th. And Jeffrey Ellis in 10th position. Zoltan Stanek is 11th. Andy Horton is 12th. Oliver Newman 13th. Emil Vajek 14th. Robert Strachan in 15th. Tibor Kiss 16th. Chris Tompkins 17th. Peter Schumann 18th. Joshua Hamilton out of the race, as well as Jonathan Jones. And further down, the last pair as well, only playing in. Well, it's been a thriller here at the Sachsenring. Race 3 certainly delivered a lot more than we were expecting. Absolute classic. As we take a look then towards the rest of what happened. Look at that, it was just chaos when the rain hit on the opening lap. This is what we were seeing as well. That was our pole sitter being spun round. Just chaos everywhere, slipping and sliding, cars sliding and hitting the barriers. Huge hit for the Hunter Birch simulation there. The 175 Robert Scratch in there, getting it through. And those on the dry tyres, it's getting it through. There was the spin, of course, further on in the field from Jonathan Jones. And Homewood having a little moment across the gravel as well. Big moment across the gravel. Well done, Nick Homewood, finishing 4th then for that. The conditions just getting more and more progressively worse. Up the inside as well goes. That was the 24 making some moves at the field as well. Mike, but Oliver Newman getting there. And again, another slide from the 175. Mike Bell taking it. There's Robert Strachan getting through. Mike Bell taking the race win overall, of course. And this is Oliver Newman going in as well. Everyone's sliding off the circuit in the wet conditions. The amount of speed you carry in is just aquaplaning off. This was Peter Schumann into turn 9 and 10, taking too much curb and losing the rear. Oops, and he hit the wall hard. Wow. Huge hit for Schumann. That's why he was out of the race. Rear wing off as well. Suspension damage, no doubt. And this is Zoltan Steiner, who's on in 11th position. And he had a spin off in towards the wall from the lead of the race. That let Mike Bell, of course, take race lead and race win. He got back on quite quickly, but then had several further spins. Thomas Savagné in 8th position, losing the rear into the gravel. Some other cars doing the same thing down at turn 1 as well. Just absolute chaos. Oliver Newman in the 25 car, losing it at turn 4, heading into the gravel when the track started to get wetter. You can see the lines appearing on the track for the wet lines compared to dry tyres. Slightly early on in the race, Andy Horton going straight on through the gravel. Yep. Losing the rear. He was glitching as well, actually. So a bit of desync issue there for the Celtic Racing team. And that's it. So 4 rounds done then. 4 rounds to go. The 14th of September is when we return for round 5, and that will be at Snetterton. Round 6 will be on the 28th of September at Long Beach. Don't forget, Snetterton, I think, has been rescheduled for a week earlier. And then we get round 6 is at Long Beach. Round 7 is at Brands Hatch at the Grand Prix layout. And the final round, round 8, the 26th of October, will be at Willow Springs Raceway. Well, my thanks to Thomas in the comment box. He had an internet disconnect. My thanks as well to Nick Homewood for doing the server. And my thanks as well to Pascal for doing all of our camera work and all those wonderful edits you saw at the end of the race. I've been Joshua Birch. Thank you very much for joining us for the EERC Touring Car Championship 4th round here at the Sachsenring. We will see you in a couple of weeks when we go to Snetterton. Thanks for your company. Take care. Bye-bye.